What's good, Ole Gang? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. And if you're a new subscriber, you have made the best decision of your life. Thank you so much, guys, for the continuous support. I appreciate it. This is my first sit-down video for the year. I'm very excited because I've been wanting to do this video for a really long time. And now that I'm doing it, I feel so prepared and I feel like I'm at a great space to share the knowledge that I have. So, I would have already dropped the video. And it's actually not even a new year anymore. Like, we're well into February, Tabang. So please, it's not Happy New Year. Anyways, let's just get straight into this video. So, as you guys can tell by the title, this video is going to be about my journey on taking a gap year, upgrading my marks. This video is going to be, I think there's going to be a part 2 of this video where I come back with my sister and we talk more about where we left off in our first video. If you have not watched the first video about life after high school, please do go watch it. I feel like people, like my subscribers, should know by now that I was upgrading. But if you don't know and you're a new subscriber, I was upgrading my marks in the year of 2021 after my matric year, which was in 2020, and I was upgrading 3 subjects. And originally I had taken 8 subjects from grade 10 to 12, so then I upgraded 3 subjects in 2021. So this college that I went to only offered maths and physical science, or maths and accounting. You have to take either one of those combinations, and then you have to write an aptitude test to go in, like to be selected, and then they also have an English, computer skills and life skills advancement program, which is not necessarily examinable at the end of the year, but then they provide these programs so that you can be better equipped once you leave the college. So I was in a high school that was very academic. There was no sports, no cultural activities, and I'm a very artistic person. I'm a very cultural person. I like being busy besides like book stuff and all those things. So in primary I was very active. I think I did mention this on my channel once upon a time, but in primary I was very active. I was playing sports, drama, playing instruments, all those things. So in high school, there was nothing like that for me, like to kind of engage my artistic side. So I was kind of suffering in terms of the academics because it was very hard for me to solely put my focus on academics, whereas I'm not necessarily like an all books person. So then I found makeup and it was my outlet, and it kind of helped me stay afloat with my academics. In grade 11, let's start from grade 10. I'm going to try and make this quick. In grade 10, that's when you had to, we didn't pick subjects. My school, you don't pick subjects. You couldn't pick subjects. You just had to take what you were given, which was number, commerce, science, maths, accounting, economics, physical science, and then I took an extra subject, life science. So I took it because I thought at the time I wanted to do forensics, and girl, me, forensics, no ways. So in grade 11, then I changed and I was like, maybe I should do law. And then I was like, maybe law, maybe still forensics. And then towards the end of grade 11, I was like, okay, I want to do architecture. Then I got into my matric year with the certainty that I want to do architecture. Went through my whole matric year saying that I still want to do architecture. It was not something that was aligning with who I am fully, even though I liked the idea of it and I liked the fact that I could be able to design, draw, all the things that I would have wanted to do throughout high school. So I was like, okay, let me do architecture. And then my results came out. So I wrote my matric. It was tough because my father passed away a week or 2 weeks before my prelims, and my prelims were my finals were a week after my prelims. So like the space between prelims and finals in 2020 was very short. If you matriculated in 2020, you know what I'm talking about, because we really did not have enough time for our finals. Like after prelims, it was a week and a half or 2 weeks of studying at home, then you're writing finals again, which it was extremely hard. Like it was I don't even know how I got through it, but I did. So, and funny enough, the subjects that I did not like the most are ones that I passed the most, and then the ones that I put more effort into were the ones that I had to upgrade. But I'm not mad at that, because honestly, like, it was already predestined for me. Okay, so at the end of my matric year, I was like, okay, I'm still gonna do architecture, wada wada wada. But I had so much doubt that things might not actually go well. I thought maybe I might get into varsity but do something like teaching, because I was like, okay, if maybe my marks don't come out like as great to qualify for architecture, then I can do something for a year and then go through to architecture. So I was like, maybe I'll do something like teaching, or do a bridging course, or do something that has like lower APS score points than what I actually wanted. But basically, I had doubt that I was going to get into varsity. My results came out. Of course, I did not qualify to study a bachelor's degree. I got a diploma on my matric certificate, and at that point I was okay, like, what the fuck is gonna happen now? Because I did not know. I mean, I did know about upgrading. My sister also upgraded. There are a few people in my family that did go through with upgrading. There are a lot of people that I know who upgraded, but I think I had not seen that in my plans of my life, I guess. So then we received our results in February. Yeah, we received our results in February, and then I was like, okay, so now something needs to happen. I remember the day I received my results, guys. I was crying. I was crying. And honestly, you know, when you're like more disappointed in yourself than, like, I was not crying because people were going to be disappointed in me. I was crying because I was disappointed in myself. But at that point, I did not realize that I had to not do well, because had I gone to varsity straight, then I don't think I would have came out the same person that I did out of 2021. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So then we went school hunting. I think a day or two after my results came out, we went to go hunt for an upgrading school. We went to Braamfontein. Obviously, Braamfontein has a lot of colleges. It has your Damlin, Rosebank College, Richfield, you name the few that are there in Braamfontein. And then there's also Star School, and Star School is quite popular in the upgrading community, and my sister also upgraded at Star School. But then when I got to Star School, I was like, something was just like not telling me sign up and upgrade there. I don't know, like, it almost as though I was sent to the school that I was at. Like, it's almost as though God was like, don't go anywhere else, I want you there, you understand? So then I went to my high school. Back at my high school, I spoke to a teacher who helped me so much, and had I not reached out, I don't think I would have been in this position to even make this video and want to share so much knowledge. Because when you are in that space of not having achieved your best, you feel like you should just shut yourself out and not approach people and not ask for help and not reach out to people who may know certain things. So I honestly did not want to go back there, because I knew the teachers were going to be like, Thabang, what happened? Like, you're such a bright student and all those things. But then I was like, you know what, whatever, let me just go. We went there. I spoke to my principal, the teacher. She gave me the school that I went to. It's called Reynard College. I'll put the spelling down below, because yeah, it's an Afrikaans name. So funny enough, oh guys, I'm just giving you guys background so that you can understand. When I went there, applications to that, I'll say university, applications to that college were closing the next day, and I had only found out about it the day before. Guys, if it is not God leading you into certain spaces, then it is not by your own will. It cannot be. It really cannot be, in my opinion. And that's another thing that grew a lot in 2021. My spirituality, let me just put it like that. Like, it grew a lot, because then I saw God work in my life for real. You understand? The day before, it was like 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock. And they were like, you need to be here at 8 tomorrow. Applications are closing tomorrow, is what they said to me. And I was like, damn. Okay. So now I'm thinking, are we going to make it on time? All those things. And my sister was just like, we need to go. So we wake up very early, we drive, we go there. I get there, I submit my application. Immediately, I write the aptitude test. We had an interview as well. So I was the second one to be interviewed. And after that, that's when I knew that even the way the panel of the interviewers were looking at me, because I spoke like, you know, when you speak to shake, just to shake grounds just a little bit. I don't know where it came from, but I had to claim my space there, you understand? And in me claiming my space, there's so many people who said exactly what I said. And because it was a big classroom, we were all there, and then they were like, okay, tell us who you are, what you're doing here, what can you offer to the college, wada wada wada, you know, those typical questions they would ask you in an interview. I told them who I am. Obviously, you speak eloquently, you know, you deliver yourself, you know, you show up for yourself. Sometimes you just need to impress yourself before you impress other people, you know. So I spoke with, you know, that thing like, my name is Tabang Ole Gang. I am this and this and that, you understand? So I spoke and I told them what I can offer them. Immediately, I knew that I was getting in. I was like, there's absolutely no way. They were even like, what is your name again? I'm like, Tabang. And they're like, okay, Tabang. Busy taking notes. And I was like, I know this, right? I'm the girl. Okay, even though I was feeling like shit, I was down and out. But I was like, you know what? I'm just going to show up for myself and see where this takes me. Cool, I get accepted into the college, and my whole entire perspective has changed. It has been shifted, it has been challenged. I had to unlearn certain things, I had to learn new things. And I think the reason why I am making this video is because I want people to understand that upgrading is not a death sentence. It is not something that you need to look down upon, especially with COVID, because I think COVID has just showed us that not everyone is going to be learning the same way. And I'm grateful for COVID because it has now shown the educational system that not everybody is going to learn in that traditional way that we used to learn in prior to COVID, you understand? Some people are better off focusing on certain subjects at a go. And I saw that with myself because let me tell you something, in high school, I hated maths. I did not like that thing. And all the teachers that I've gotten who taught me maths hated me too. We both hated each other. We just did not like each other. Okay, maybe hate is a strong word, so I'm like, oh, that's just a bit much. But what I'm trying to say is, I did not love it either. Like, we did not understand each other. I tried at it. I even used to go to extra lessons. I think from grade 10 to grade 12, I used to go for extra lessons. But it was just not giving what it was supposed to give. And at some point, I was very despondent. I was just like, you know what, whatever. Like, I really sometimes would not even study. I would just be like, you know what, girl, you do you, cause I'm doing you, but you ain't doing me. So you gonna do you and I'm gonna do me. That's literally what it was. Because I was like, okay, but what is it that is bothering me in maths? Okay, I identify the things that are bothering me. I try at it, but calculus, guys, if you went through Matric and you did not like calculus, we are together, because calculus and I were not vibing like that. And then in 2021, when I was upgrading, I was getting distinctions in calculus. Like, it's so funny how things work sometimes. And I was also shocked because I got into that college and I never even got anything less than 60. And those marks I had last seen in grade 9 or grade 10. From basically mid-grade 10 to Matric, I was getting below 50s for maths. And it was a sad story. Well, you guys already saw, but like, I cut my hair, guys. Anyways, I decided then to upgrade maths and accounting because my physics mark was much lower than my maths and accounting mark. Like, my physics mark, guys, let me just put it out there. I had failed physics. Like, I feel if the pass rate is a certain level, I was below pass rate. What is the pass rate actually? 30%, nah, yeah. I got 28 or 29% for physics, yeah. And honestly, I had made peace with it. It's fine. Like, I don't have to. Let's not force the unforceable. So then I just decided that I'm going to take maths and accounting and then upgrade life sciences elsewhere. So I registered to upgrade at that college for maths and accounting, and then I upgraded life sciences at another high school. The journey of upgrading is honestly tough. I'm not going to lie. There are challenges that I went through. The bulk of the challenges was discipline. You need to be disciplined in the year when you're upgrading. And I think I'm grateful for, no, I don't think I am. I'm grateful for having to had like continuous lessons Monday to Friday, and we basically go in depth with the work. God bless those teachers. God bless those teachers, because when you don't understand, they are always willing to help. And it is so crucial. Yo, guys, it was hard. Waking up, especially in winter, it was very hard because I had to walk to school, because there was not like much transportation from the taxi rank to school. In winter, it was so hard. It was hard every day. Honestly, it was hard because at some point you just like, do I have to go to school? There are times where I really did not want to go to school, but I was like, actually, you have to go to school. And I think there's that thing of, now I'm finished with high school, why the hell am I supposed to attend every single day like I'm a high schooler? But sometimes you just need to itobe. What does itobe mean? Humble yourself. Yes, you need to humble yourself, because you need to understand that I'm in this situation for a reason. Another challenge was seeing my peers go to varsity, and I think a lot of people who have been through upgrading and people who are currently upgrading are going through that. You see your other peers going to varsity and you're like, oh my gosh, this could have been me. Oh my gosh, why God, why me, why must I upgrade, da 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 da. All those things that could possibly, you could be standing in your own way from growth. You understand? You can't stand in your own way, so that our journeys are not going to be the same. So sometimes you really need to go through certain things for your own good. And I personally feel like I am so grateful to have done so badly not so badly, but I'm grateful to not have done well in my Matric exams, because had it not been for that, I would not be here making this video and educating other people about upgrading. So if you are a student who is currently upgrading, I want to tell you something. It is going to be hard. Like I said, you need to have discipline. You need to be consistent. You need to understand that clearly what I was doing in Matric was not working for me, hence I am here. It is hard sometimes to have those difficult conversations with yourself, because you think you know it, but you don't know anything. I'm so sorry to say it like that, but you don't know anything. Honestly, you need to go through a period of transitioning. You need to change the way you think. You need to change the way you approach certain things, especially the things that you don't like or the things that you find challenging. Some of these things are meant to challenge you so that you can come out of that situation a better person. I personally feel like I needed to change how I was looking at maths. I mean, accounting, yeah, but accounting was never really like a weakness in high school. Like, I was passing it for majority of the time. It was only in my prelims and my finals where I found it very challenging, and I was not even giving it that much time, because I was like, accounting, that's easy, calculate, da 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 da. No, you see, I thought I knew something, but actually I didn't know a lot. You understand? So with accounting, I didn't really look at it in a negative light. It was just something that, oops, I didn't do so well in, and okay, cool. It was very easy for me to gel with accounting more than it was to gel with math. Math was challenging for me. So as I was saying, you need to go through a period of transitioning to change the way you think about things that challenge you. Sometimes we're so afraid to be challenged because we don't want to step out of our comfort zone. And that's another thing that you need to do when you are upgrading. You need to step out of your comfort zone. staying in your comfort zone, it's nice. Honestly, it's very nice. I do not like to study for more than 3 hours or 4 hours. I was like, okay, in high school, I was like, for as long as 3 hours, sharp. As long as I study 3 hours, I'm cool with that. But then when I was upgrading, I was like, clearly those 3 hours were not doing me justice in this aspect. So now I need to change that. I need to see what can I do. And it's so interesting because I feel like today is the best day that I could actually film this video, because earlier this morning I was listening to a sermon, and the sermon was saying sometimes we want to prophesize, or we want to speak miracles into our lives. We want to speak miracles onto our finances, our academics, and everything else that is connected to us. You understand? We want to speak miracles onto those things, but then we don't want to speak miracles into ourselves. And it's like what Sarah Jacobs was basically saying is that you can't want to change the physical if you have not changed the emotional and mental aspect of it. If you have not changed the insides, then how do you expect the outsides to change? And for me, that was like, exactly. I needed to change how I was thinking. I needed to change how I approach these things. I needed to change how I spoke to myself in terms of these things, so that I can change the outcome of it. And this is so important, because I think this is what our teachers, there's a gap in what we're being taught in school. In high school, you're taught study, you'll pass. Yes, you do need to study extremely hard. If you want that 80, you need to put in 80. If you want 90, you need to put in 90. If you want 100, you need to put in 100. You understand? But even when you're putting that, you need to change how you approach it. You need to change how you think about it. You need to change how you talk to yourself when it comes to this particular thing. I used to say, maths is not for me. I used to say, I hate maths. I used to say, I don't understand maths. I used to say all those things. I used to say, there's people for maths and there are people who are not for maths. There are people who do exceptionally well in certain things, and there are people who are average as those things. Like, for example, if you give me maths and makeup, obviously makeup there, maths, you understand? But then that does not mean I shouldn't try get it to that space where I am at on the level of makeup. If my makeup is here and my maths is here, I can try to get it there. But I can't just do that with work only. I need to do that even in the inside. I love maths. I understand maths. Maths is for me. I will pass maths. Things like that can actually have such a huge impact on how you perform in certain areas. And my next point is, through my upgrading journey, most of the time when I wrote my exams throughout the year, because we were constantly writing exams so that we can be better prepared for the end of the year final exam. Most of the time I was writing those exams, I won't lie, guys, I do not know everything. And sometimes you won't know everything. Sometimes you won't know how to calculate that particular question that you'll find tricky all the time. Sometimes you won't know how to do it. Well, the most important thing is if you say, I will try to do it, not that I can't do it. You understand? So what I'm trying to say is, when you prepare for an exam, it's not about how much you know, but how you get into it. You understand? I got into my final exams when I was upgrading with confidence. I was so confident. I knew even if there's that tricky question that I found tricky throughout the whole year, it's fine. But I'm still confident because I know that I can do it. You understand? When I was in Matric, I got into, oh my gosh, I don't know how I feel. Like, I was very nervous. I was breathing rapidly. I was like trying to catch a break and all those things. But when I was upgrading, I was confident. Even when I did not know certain sections, even when I knew there's that question that will trap me, but I was like, I am still getting out of this exam with that percentage, and I will definitely get that percentage. In fact, I was even shocked. Like, when my upgraded results came out, I was like, me? I was like, no, hell, girl, hold up. I was shocked. And what I'm trying to say is, you need to prepare yourself. Yes, prepare yourself, like, physically, do your maths, homework, practice often, do past papers, what, but you still need to prepare yourself mentally. Getting into an exam room is not about just how much you know. You need to prepare yourself in terms of time management, mentally, control your emotions. When you come across that difficult question, how are you going to handle it? Instead, because sometimes when you're in an exam, you come across that difficult question first instead of last, and you panic throughout your entire exam. Then you even lose track of time and focus, because you're not even focusing on what I know. You're focusing on the fact that you don't know this one thing. It's what I'm trying to say. I did not know that 1 or 2 or 3 things, but I was like, I'm not going to focus on what I don't know. I'm going to focus on what I do know and make sure that what I do know, I excel, and I make sure that I finish it to the T. Don't operate or don't focus on the deficiency. Focus on the abundance. You understand? If you don't know one thing, don't focus on that one thing that you don't know. Focus on the other 10 things that you do know. And for me, I feel like preparation in terms of where you at mentally, it's very important when you're about to walk into an exam room. I did not know the importance of it in high school at all, but when I got into this college and when I started upgrading, I was like, actually, it's not about how much you know Pythagoras and cosine, sine, tan, rules, whatever, everything that has got to do with maths. It's not about how much you know about that, but also you need to prepare yourself mentally for those things and to be able to perform a lot better than you would have if you just knew that, but then you were panicking all the time. So there are certain things that I also learned throughout my upgrading year is sometimes solitude is the best attitude. That's just that. Like, it is sometimes the best attitude, because when you are surrounded by a lot of things, a lot of people, a lot of opinions, you lose sight on what you actually want, or what your gut feeling is telling you, or what you're led to do. Because at some point I was like, okay, I'm upgrading, yeah, like I'm going through it. There are people who I can always like talk to who are also going through it, but sometimes you just need to sometimes you just need to go through certain things alone. And I realized this when I had a friend. Like, we're no longer friends, but this girl wanted to go through things together, and sometimes you can't, like, it does not work. Sometimes you really need to go through certain things alone. Yes, you are going through it like with your classmates, your peers who may be upgrading. You guys know the drill, you know what's going on, you can share the same sentiments, but the journey is yours alone. And there are certain things that are going to differ from your journey to the next person's journey. My journey had to be more about self-growth, self-introspection. It had to be more about the inside, the mental, the emotional well-being, more than it had to be about the academics. Because I still say this now, I'm not the most academic person. If I put my mind to it, I'ma do it. I'ma get that 80%, period. But I know where I excel more. That's where I focus on. But I needed to focus on the insides more, so that even where I excel, I can excel even more. So I was excelling in like your creative things even before I went through upgrading. But what I went through during my upgrading year helped me to excel in the things that I was already excelling in even more. I don't know if this makes sense. I don't know. For me, it was not about the math. Throughout the upgrading year, it's not about the maths or the accounting or the life science. Yes, they did improve drastically, and I have moved from a diploma to a bachelor's pass. It has improved a whole lot. But what I'm trying to say is, for me personally, it was not about the academics to it. It was about the self-growth that I had to go into. You may think for you it's about the academics, but what if it's not about that? It's about maybe building discipline, speaking to yourself kinda, being kinda to the way you approach things. You need to learn something sometimes. I feel like it's important to know that what you're going through is predestined for you. It is not by chance. If you believe in God, then you understand what I'm saying. It is not by chance that you some way, somehow ended up in this situation. It is not by chance. It is because you are meant to be there. But if you stand in the way of yourself growing in that journey or in that space, then you won't see why you were meant to be there. I know I was meant to be upgrading so that I can grow inside. Everything was growing. How I used to speak to myself when I was in high school and how I speak to myself now is different. How I approach things is different. Now I no longer say, this thing is difficult, I can't do it. Now I say, you challenging me? Let's see what we can do. Even if I don't get 100% or even if I don't do 100% good job at that thing, I still tried. I still put myself in that position to actually say, let me try to do this. That's why I also want to say, don't stand in the way for yourself. It is hard, guys. I understand. I'm mainly speaking to the people who are going through with upgrading at this point in time. It is hard. You are sad. You are disappointed. You feel like you're a failure. You feel like you're not going to amount to anything in life. But do not stand in the way for yourself, because this year can change a whole lot. Maybe you are not meant to do 7 subjects. Maybe you're meant to do 3 subjects or 2 subjects or 1 subject, and just focus on that at that point so that you can excel. Because sometimes we're overloaded with so many things at once, and now with COVID and all those things, like be lenient as well. You need to understand, like I had to also say to myself, you know what, girl, you had a tough year. Your matric year was tough. So don't be too hard on yourself. Yes, hold yourself accountable and know that I did this and this and this wrong in my matric year, so therefore I want to better that now. But don't be so hard on yourself that you're going to stand in the way of yourself from progressing and going forward, which is also something that is very important. You need to actually just open yourself up to see how this could change you. Even if it does not change you, it's fine. But don't put yourself in a position where you're just like, no. Like any opportunity that is for your betterment, no. You understand? And I think a lot of people who have upgraded before can tell you this. Well, I don't know, actually. Let me speak for myself. Let me not make it a generalization, but it actually does more good for you than harm. I was watching another YouTuber who took a gap year, and she was saying how good it did her because she got to rest. You understand, when you're in matric, you're in a rat race, you're always stressing, you don't have enough time for yourself and all those things. Maybe if you take a gap year, you get to rest and learn certain things about yourself. Sometimes it's not about growing spiritually or mentally like how it was for me. Maybe you just need to rest. Like maybe you need to uphole kancane, and sometimes it's important to know when to rest, not to give up but to rest. Don't quit. When you're feeling tired, don't quit, just rest. You understand? As I've been saying, I honestly enjoyed my upgrading year. It was phenomenal. And there are some things that I actually wanted to say, like that are non-academic, nothing, not even related to upgrading at all. When you step out of high school, you become a different person. You don't necessarily like change drastically, but your outlook is different, and things are different because now you're no longer in that space where there are people who are responsible for you. You are in high school, you are still kept in that shell, you are still being protected, you are still being cared for and all those things. Even after high school, yes, you are still being cared for and all those things, but now you are opening up to a whole different world, and that transitioning can be very challenging. It is very challenging, especially for somebody who is always in a box, who is always closed in, do not go out much, do not do a lot of activities outside of home or school. Somebody who has like a very small circle of friends. Sometimes you may lose those friends, you may keep those friends, you may make new friends. Even those new friends, you may lose them again. It's all about the transition. If you don't transition, it means you're not growing. So be open to the transitioning that is going to happen in your life at this point in time. I also just want to say this, like, go out, guys, like go out. Like in my upgrading year, I was out maybe every weekend. Even if I was not like out every week, there are times where I used to go out, eat out, you know, even if we're chilling at just a nice chilled spot, my sister and I, we used to like do a whole lot of things during my upgrading year. Even at some point I was like, girl, aren't you getting distracted, because like you need to be studying, like studying. But I realized that I need to also have fun, you know. Have fun, guys. Like, we're young. Some of you are 19 or turning 19, some of you are 20 or going to be turning 20. Some of you may even be younger than that. You're still so young. The world, I know it sounds cliche, but the world is your oyster. Make the most out of it, because you may not have that opportunity again. I'm not saying go out like every weekend. I'm not saying cause havoc and, you know, do a whole lot of things that are not aligned to who you are. But explore, go out. If you're not a going out person, do different activities with the people you love or with yourself alone. Don't put yourself in a box, guys. The world is huge. There are endless opportunities. There are so many things that you could do there, guys. It's honestly, once you have stepped out of high school, you start seeing that you're no longer number 8 on the class list register. You're no longer number 8. Now you're just you create your own reality, and that's exactly what I'm trying to say. You create your own reality. Don't take it too seriously, because we're still very young. That's why I'm saying that have fun, guys. Even when you lose those friends, it's okay. People come and go. Some people are here for a reason, a season, and whatever they say, you know, that saying that sounds very nice. Some people are here for the long run, some people are here for the short run. Fall in love. Just open yourself up to experiencing the world fully. So that is it for today. I honestly loved filming this video. I love talking, and when I talk, I'm happy. So I really want to do more sit down videos this year. I am promising you guys that there will be more sit down videos. It will be a lot of girl talk, a lot of the things that I find cringy or mind crunching. I will definitely share on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much, guys, for the love and the support. I honestly appreciate it. If you have not done so, please do consider subscribing to join the Ole Gang. Yes, honey, I can sing. Please do like this video. If you do, comment down below, leave a heart or anything. Honestly, if you have a question, comment down below, guys. I am here to help. I have actually opened up my DMs on Instagram for people who want to ask about upgrading or ask for someone who's upgrading or any of those things. So if you know someone, or if you are that someone who's uncertain about upgrading, please do either comment down below on this video or DM me on Instagram. I'll just put my Instagram handle here. Please do also follow me on Instagram, guys. Anyways, that's it for today, guys. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.